Let's put something else on. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Vomitorium, weekday show for the 28th of May, 2021. Man, I'm loud in my own ear. As always, I am your host, The Metal. Sorry we didn't have a show yesterday. I was feeling under the weather. Marsupial Gamer, my co-host, is most likely going to be here. He's running late. Yeah, apparently he went out to dinner and didn't realize what time it was. So we're waiting on him to arrive, get into the chat and do his thing. And in the meantime, you're just here with me, doing what we do. Which is sad because the topic that we were going to talk about is probably one he wants to talk about. Because we've got updated leaked information on the Nintendo Switch Pro, which Nintendo has never used that name for the system in any official capacity. It's kind of just a nickname that literally everybody else has put onto this concept, and it's kind of just stuck. So maybe they will end up calling it the Nintendo Switch Pro. I would prefer them to call it something else. But it seems that despite many people's desires, it looks like it is just going to be an upgraded Switch, not the next console, which means they're intending on the games that are meant for it to also run on the normal Switch. And you heard some of our complaints, or at least particularly mine, that third-party developers don't pay attention to that, and they end up making games that are too powerful to play on the older version of the system. Looking at the new Nintendo 3DS as an example. But we got a lot of updated information on it. For starter, the OLED screen is looking to be quite a bit bigger than we previously expected, or anybody previously expected. I didn't think it was going to be that big, but that's because I normally don't take these rumors with much weight. Hey, is that you? Are you there?
Sorry I'm late. Let
me get you on the screen.
Alright.
You're not too late. It's only 3 minutes in.
Yeah, I was speeding home. Didn't realize leaving dinner. I was like, oh my god, it's almost 8.
Yeah. But yes, I already started us into the topic.
Oh, good.
Once again, we're talking about the Switch Pro.
All right.
Yeah, because there was some leaked information on it.
Oh, what do we got?
Well, the OLED screen is much bigger than expected.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. Well, so all this information, just to get started, backtrack a little bit, was leaked by a Spanish gaming site known as Vandal. And it was basically like they have these third-party peripherals that are getting ready for the new Nintendo Switch version. And they accidentally set them live before they were supposed to.
Oh yeah, that's what's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with my video, but
Yeah. But since that, we found out. I don't see where the exact size is. I can probably find it. But everyone said, well, see, I didn't know how big it was going to be. I didn't actually have an idea of how big the OLED screen's supposed to be. Like, I don't think anybody's given an exact size, whether it's like 6 point, or was it 7.1 is the diagonal for the Switch?
The current one, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So I was assuming maybe it'd be 7.6 or something, maybe up to 8, probably not much bigger. I think, where is it? Man, I had this earlier. Now I can't find the actual size. But it might actually end up being bigger than an 8-inch diagonal. Going for extra large. And I think that might be smart, because even though it is a handheld console, it's not like it fits in most people's pockets anyway. Like, everybody's having to bring a case or a bag around for it. So you might as well give it a decent sized screen.
Yeah, so they're saying that the whole console is going to be bigger.
Yeah. Well, it's going to have to be if the screen's bigger, right? Because, like, the Joy-Cons and everything have to fit onto the side properly. And
yeah.
But even the base. Actually, this is the part that got me the most excited, and I know exactly why they did it. But the stand, the dock is going to be thicker as well, not just like bigger to accommodate a larger system, but it's also going to be wider in like its depth, and it's to accommodate Nintendo's first built-in Ethernet port. So that when it's docked,
physical Ethernet?
Yeah. So you don't need an adapter when it's docked. It actually will have an Ethernet port in the dock.
Wow.
Which I know they did specifically because Smash Brothers players are constantly complaining about it.
True. I don't know what's happening with my video.
I don't know.
There we
There
go.
it is.
There we go.
It's doing something.
I had to reset it a couple of times. Well, that's cool. I know that, there's been talk about the OLED screen, which I guess, does the current one not have an OLED screen?
I'm guessing not. I mean, it looks good enough. Like,
to be-
you don't notice that it's like a lower quality screen or anything like that.
Yeah. So
But
I know there's been talk about it, but I hadn't.
You can tell it's not as bright as, say, a phone screen. That is kind of obvious, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I should just put my regular background in. This is chopping off my shoulders.
Yeah.
There you go. You can see my messy room now.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Significantly larger screen. Oh, they're also the flimsy kickstand that comes with it. They're actually replacing that with something better too. So that's good.
Yeah.
Because that's how I prefer to play it
Yeah.
when I'm on the go. I don't like holding the whole thing. It's kind of awkward. I'd rather just set the screen up somewhere and then bring the dock for the Joy-Cons and play it with an actual controller.
Yeah, I don't mind holding it, but I guess it gets a little heavy after a while.
It's not the heaviness, it's just how cumbersome the whole thing is, And my hands are far apart. I don't know, there's something, I'm just so used to my hands being really close together when I'm holding, like, console controllers, that there's something about, like, having the screen between it. It just doesn't click with me. I'd rather take them off, set the screen there, and then play like I normally play.
Yeah. I gotta show you something, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We can keep talking about this. Is there any other leaks?
It's also got two USB 3.0 ports. The ports on the dock already right now are only 2.0.
Really?
Yeah. So they're up.
I thought
two of the ports are going to be 3.0.
They're USB-C, but 2.0?
The USB
right?
ports on the dock.
Aren't they USB-C?
I don't know.
Like
I think
the
they're 2.0.
reversible kind?
Well, the charger is, but not the USB ports on the dock. They're just normal USB
Maybe
ports.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't realize there were USB ports on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. There's like 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside that you can plug things into. This is how you use the GameCube adapter for Smash Brothers, is by plugging the USB dock.
I guess I've never actually looked that closely. Let me take a look here. Oh yeah, look at that. There they are.
Yeah.
I've
used them.
Huh.
You can also use them for charging your Pro controller, right? Or like, plug it in and play while it's charging.
I never noticed those, I swear.
Yeah. So now I believe the outside 2 in the new one are going to be 3.0. Or maybe one's going to be 3.0 and one on the inside is 3.0. I don't know why you wouldn't just put the 2 that are next to each other the same. But it's Nintendo, who can tell with them.
Is that just for faster charging, or
I don't know.
what's
Better latency? I know some people have some problems with some of their newer like fight sticks and stuff, because there's a lot of controllers that are just inherently compatible with the Switch.
Yeah.
But some of them just you get input lag. Maybe the fact that they're going to 3.0 will solve some input lag with third-party controllers.
I guess that would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to see the cool thing I discovered that maybe you knew existed, but I didn't?
Sure. But as you pull it up, that's one thing with the kickstand, right? I said it was going to be replaced.
Yeah.
It's not just being replaced with like a single kickstand. It's going to have a folding stand that runs the length of it, like the Microsoft Surface tablet. So that's why it's going to be so much sturdier. I mean, you probably need that for a bigger screen too, because that means the whole system's going to be slightly heavier.
Yeah, because like this thing is pathetic.
Like, it does its job, but
every time I see it, I'm surprised by how thin it is.
Yeah.
It's so thin. I don't know if you can see that. But...
And it's off on the side because they also wanted to use it as the cover for the storage, for like the SD card, when it really should be like in the middle if it's going to be that thin. Because
I mean, it works, but like
my dad,
they're gonna break this thing
without like paying attention, has accidentally knocked my Switch over while I was playing it, because he just walked by and his hand barely touched it, and he was on the other side, and it just.
I mean, I could see that. This thing is so flimsy.
And they probably didn't think about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's there. Obviously, they.
Well, I mean, when they probably tested it, they probably put it there and be like, "Oh, it stands. It's fine." They probably didn't think that, like, other people exist in your life, and somebody else might accidentally nudge it and knock it over or something like that.
Like in the commercials, they show people putting it like on their tray on an airplane, and it's like
any amount
the
of
slightest
turbulence.
little turbulence, and it's gonna fall right over. Look at that pathetic little thing. It's so thin. Crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't like your tray on an airplane usually on the back of somebody else's seat. The person could cough wrong and your thing would fall over.
Exactly. I mean, it's just big enough to cover up where the where the SD card goes in, but like
that's probably all they were thinking.
Yeah. In fact, I wonder if that's it. If it was just like, well, we just need a cover for that, and hey, it doubles as a kickstand. Why not?
Yeah, and obviously all these details should be taken with a grain of salt, right? They're based on third-party peripherals and stuff like that, but it's actually a better leak than anything else that's coming for the Switch Pros, you want to call it. Nintendo hasn't ever referred to any possibility of a Switch Pro, like no name of it in official capacity. It's just kind of been a nickname that other people put on, and it's stuck at this point. But if we are getting it, the leak, we're also there was another leak that suggests that the announcement will be before E3. Like, it won't be with their direct
before.
for E3. It'll be before it. Yeah.
So what's the deal on backwards and forwards compatibility? Or any news on?
Not really. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be identical to the Switch in regards of it's not a new system. It's just a stronger Switch, which is what makes me skeptical about it. Right? Because Nintendo, again, has no problem making games that work better on their newer system, but also functional on the old version of it. It's like we were talking, the third-party people that I'm always upset with because they don't know how to hold back.
Well, usually when you make a game, usually most of the issue is with the resolution of the textures and that sort of thing. And you can usually do it so that there's a version with the highest resolution textures possible, and then you can download.
Well, there should be. I mean, especially if it's a game that's going to be on PC, you already should have different like resolution versions of the game built into it.
Yeah. You would think
I mean, they have to do this for what? PlayStation and Xbox as well, because anytime a new console comes out, you're usually releasing the game on both until you've put enough time between them that you don't have to put it on the old console anymore.
Yeah. But even Nintendo released games that were apparently required the new 3DS, so I'm sure they're going to eventually
The thing with Hyrule Warriors is I don't want to blame Nintendo for that one specifically to get the full experience, because it was an outsourced game, but it was still a Nintendo property with the Nintendo seal of approval. So they stamped that bitch. They need to be blamed for it just as much as Koei Tecmo.
I think, we talked about it last time. I never had any problems. I mean,
except for those missions where not enough enemies rendered.
Yeah, that was the only problem. But there were only a few of. I mean, I wouldn't take that and say, okay, it's a broken game or it doesn't work on the old 3DS. There's just a little
Nintendo
annoyance.
Did. They actually put out an apology saying don't buy it for the DS. Did you not see that?
I know.
Yeah. At the time, it was in the Nintendo newsletter. Do you get the Nintendo newsletter to your email, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if
I mean, it was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah. But it came out before the new 3DS came out, didn't it?
No, we were talking about it. It came out before the new 3DS was available in the United States.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I never knew. I guess it never occurred to me because I played the hell out of that game on the 3DS. I mean, because I'll tell you, the missions that were basically impossible were pretty far along. So
and most of the stuff, it was functionally bonus. Most of them, you didn't need to actually beat the game, so...
Yeah, these were only on the adventure maps.
Yeah.
Sort of the additional maps. No, the regular, like story mode, you could do everything on the story mode without any problem. Because it wasn't until those adventure maps where it was like, defeat 1,000 enemies in 2 minutes, or whatever, 5 minutes, or whatever. Where it was like, this is impossible. You can't. It's not doable. Hey, John.
Hello, John Dillard.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
You were.
It's all right.
How are you guys?
Good.
I'm doing a lot better than I was yesterday.
What happened to you yesterday, Metal?
Oh, I was feeling under the weather. We even canceled the show.
Your eyes still look like you're feeling under the weather.
A little bit. I'm feeling good enough.
I'm eating yogurt.
What is that thing? Oh, that's your microphone. It looked like a pepper mill.
I can lower it a little bit. A pepper mill.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
I have it in front of my face so that you can hear me.
What is this black bar in front of you? at the back of your monitor?
Yes, it is.
And Marsupial is just judging him so much today. The courtesy
I
to
know,
come on
right?
our show.
Damn.
Get the hell. No, nice haircut, by the way. I do have to say that.
Well, thank you. I did it myself.
I can tell you got a haircut. It's nice. Really? You did a great job.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tight.
okay. Like a tiger.
Did you shave your beard and everything, or like trim?
Yeah,
your beard?
I did the because I did most of it with like a number 3, and then when I got to the size of number 2, and then continued down with a number 2 on everything.
You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
Look
Well,
like
I
you're
got
ready for a
inspired. I got inspired because of my new razor finally came in. I use those safety razors.
Mm-hmm.
The ones where you put that double-sided blade into, you close it up.
Yeah.
They're so damn cheap. So cheap, man. Like I would say they're probably like 1/5 the cost, maybe even less. Like regular, even if you buy like a really cheap Gillette Track 2, how quick those run out. Like you buy the holder for the thing, which costs like $13, and then you buy the replacement razor blades. You get like, I don't know, 300 for $10, and they last you years and years. The razor actually degrades, like the metal around it will rust and start to corrode before you run out of blades. So, which is why I was waiting for my new one to show up, which is why I was all haggard yesterday, like looking like shit. Because I've been waiting for a while for this new one to show up on Amazon. It took like 4 days to show up.
I haven't used
And it was supposed to be like a 2-day thing.
Safety razor or anything like that in years. Of course, I also haven't needed a clean shave in years. But if I do need one, I do have a what's a straight razor. But normally I just take my electric razor to my face because that's the most I need.
Ah, I see.
Well, I shave.
You ain't been to like a wedding or a funeral in 2 years?
No. Last funeral I went to was when
Man.
my cousin died, and I don't think anybody shaved for that. And most of my family,
The disrespect.
they're like hippies and gypsies and stuff, so.
I don't understand my family, dude. They're so damn ghetto, and they're so like I get that the person that passed away was a chill dude, but you want to at least try to make an impression that this day is set apart and different than the rest of other days because he did die,
Yeah.
Pay some respects, and they show up wearing like Dodgers jerseys and show up with their dogs to the funeral.
I think most
bunch of
people,
hobos.
out of respect, actually, most people at Jay's funeral all wore flannel shirts because that's what he wore all the time. Even people who don't normally wear flannel shirts. That was kind of like the equivalent of wearing a suit to his funeral.
Right, I get that, especially if like your family, which happens a lot in my family, when the person that died or the people that hang around them are really strapped for cash. They'll say something like "wear a blue shirt" or something like that, just something, but like imagine some guy shows up in flannel, but the sleeves are cut off and he has no undershirt. It's just like bare arms. Like, get out of here, dude! What are you doing?
Yeah, I actually feel kind of insulted. My cousin Ken
You got no
died
respect for the
recently,
dead.
and I didn't get an invite to his funeral.
Maybe
died
because you
like-
didn't shave for the last.
I was probably cleaner shaven than anybody else there. I don't even know if they had a ceremony yet. He died like
But I mean,
half a year
you don't
ago.
normally get invites. You normally get
Well,
like
you get like
notices,
it's a
there's gonna be
notice,
a funeral.
but I didn't get
Yeah.
any notice or anything like that.
You are cordially invited to Kenny's funeral.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't heard
BYOB.
anybody talking about it or anything. It probably would be a BYOB, knowing my family.
If you're taking B to a funeral, you bet your ass it better be BYOB.
Yeah.
Open bar. No, I demand an open bar at all funerals. All right, you want to see this cool thing I discovered?
Yes, sure.
Sure.
Show me the cool thing you discovered.
I'm going to show it to you. whether you like it or not. Check out this thing. It's RG351V handheld game console.
Is that actual wood?
I don't think so. I think it's plastic, and you can get it. It comes in black.
I'm suddenly a lot
white.
less interested in it.
Why? Because of the wood?
I wanted it to be actual wood.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. It says wood grain, so I doubt
It looks like it is. It looks like bamboo.
I don't know.
Cool.
It says wood grain, but it's basically like a Game Boy, but it plays games for NES, SNES, Game Boy Advance, DS. I don't know how it plays DS games. It says it does. Like Neo Geo, PlayStation. It plays everything. It's basically Linux.
All right,
Yeah.
but is the
And it has
is the wood version more expensive than the other version?
no. It's not.
It's all the same price.
Yeah. But see, it's got the shoulder buttons like behind the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks awesome. The only problem that I found with it is that there's no HDMI out. There's no out at all. So you can't. I couldn't be playing it and project it on the screen or
But
stream with it.
It's
Well,
a
poor
handheld
you,
system for on
Marsupial.
the go.
God,
Why do you
what else
need
do you
that?
want from these things?
I just want it. I might get it anyway.
It doesn't
My
have an
only question
HDMI port.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's what I want. My question though is,
It's a portable gaming system. You take it portable, not plug it into your TV and sit down.
how the hell does it play DS games? Because there's no dual screen. So I don't know about that. But it has a port for up to 256 gig SD card. And it looks awesome to me.
And what is the company
Someone
that
was
makes
showing-
this? A Hewing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's Anbernick is the company that makes it. I don't know what this means exactly.
It says Haihuang.
I
Wait,
think
I've
that's
seen
the
that before.
distributor.
Yeah, I've seen Haihuang before.
Yeah. But it's cool. Look, I can get it by Monday. I'm like, God, I want that. I don't know why, but I want it. And it's a 640 by 480 screen, but that's higher resolution than most of the systems that it'll play. It's like, oh my God, this thing is so awesome looking. Look, metal, Wonder Swan color. I can
Ew.
play Wonder Swan games.
Why would you want to?
Play like Neo Geo and oh my gosh, crazy. Anyway, someone tweeted that today, and I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing. So, I just had to share. Dual card slot design. Now wait, it has a game card slot. What kind of... I don't know what the difference is between a system card and a game card.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe one of them has to have the emulator on it? I don't know. But anyway. That's a thing that happened. That I thought you should all know about.
And now we know.
And now you know. Anyway, back to the Switch.
I forgot what we were talking about. See, I think we ran that topic dry. All it was a little bit of new leaked information.
So when is E3?
I
That's
don't
the
know when
summer, right?
E3 is this year. Let me see. Click on this. There's a link to it.
Oh, it's in
June
2
5th.
weeks.
June 5th is when all the pre-stuff starts. Then it's 10, 11, 12,
Oh, okay.
13. And yeah.
So you're saying they may announce this next week?
Maybe. And then the last
Nintendo
day of
could.
E3 is the 22nd, because apparently E3 is doing something EA is doing something at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. We could have an announcement of a new Switch by next week.
Soldier Boy's console.
Are you waiting for a new announcement?
Yes. Been
He's
waiting.
always waiting for a new announcement.
Waiting for that new Soldier Boy?
Every time there's a new announcement, the next day I'm like, all right, that's the old announcement. When's the next new announcement? Can't
Like
wait.
that. You're like those girls that are never happy with what they got. They always want
right.
more.
That's right. I got all that AMC money up in here. What am I going to do with it?
How's that doing?
Good. It went down 50 cents today, but you know, what are you going to do?
Is that it? It was supposed to drop more.
No, it only dropped 50 cents.
I'm going big. If it drops below 15 in the next day or two,
Buy more.
I'm gonna buy a lot more.
Well, markets are closed until Tuesday, so just keep an eye on it.
And then Tuesday, I'm gonna throw everything I got at it.
And then AMC goes bankrupt overnight.
And then I go bankrupt overnight.
I was considering going to the movies this weekend, but I looked and there's nothing. Like maybe Spiral. I looked at Spiral. That's supposed to be decent.
Oh yeah, that's the new Saw movie, right? The successor to it. Yeah.
Let me look what's in my local drive-in theater. Let's see what's playing right now.
There's no way I'm seeing Cruella.
Yeah,
Cruella, Spiral, Mortal Kombat, Man of Wrath, Godzilla vs. Kong, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Is that what we got to work with right now?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong, but I've already seen it. And I was only going to see it in the theaters, which is where I saw it. So
Emma Stone as Cruella. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, I mean, I could go see Godzilla vs. Kong because I've only seen it on my computer. But I don't know if it's worth it. See it again.
Oh, and Monday through Thursday, they're replacing that with A Quiet Place Part 2. I never even heard of A Quiet Place.
That was the one by what's his name? The dude from The Office.
James Spader?
No. Krasinski. what's his name? Is it John Krasinski?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joshua wants it to be called Nicella Angel.
Krasinski. That's it. Yeah. John Krasinski. What's his name on The Office? I can't remember. Jim? I think that was his character's name.
Jim.
Yeah, he played Jim. He directed and starred in A Quiet Place, and it was a horror film about these aliens that came and attack, and if you make any sound whatsoever, they can find you. Otherwise, they're blind. And the family had to be quiet. And it was all about, like, they had to keep electronics off, too, because even that would draw it. The only place that they could talk to each other is by this waterfall, because the waterfall was loud enough to drown out any other noise. They even had a bunker. That was the only place they could keep the radio on, because the bunker's like underground, and they couldn't hear the electric and all that through it. And eventually they found out the solution was the hearing aid, because it let off this big, this like high-pitched ring, and that was enough to like mess up their systems. And then the military figured that out was the solution. So I'm assuming A Quiet Place 2 actually takes place at the beginning, or on or around the same time that the first one takes place, since the military figured out how to fight the things by the end of the first one. It's just a different
basically it's just a remake of Mars Attacks.
Kinda, but it not as cheesy, and I guess it has a better plot device.
Slightly.
You can tell it's a well-crafted movie. I didn't care too much for it.
By the way, I saw that Army of the Dead movie.
Uh-huh.
You seen that?
Did you like it?
No, it was dumb.
I heard a lot of bad things about it. It makes me want to watch it.
Well, apparently, a zombie riding a horse can go faster than a helicopter, according to this movie. It's like,
I mean, what? You have like some kind of secret knowledge about zombies and their equestrian abilities that I don't, or what?
I don't think they'd be quite as fast as a helicopter, but apparently.
Was the horse also a zombie?
Yes, it was a zombie horse. And
it was a
robo
zombie horse.
No, but there were robot zombies that they never explain. I'm like, why are those? They were clearly robot zombies. They had glowing eyes. When they got shot, you could see metal. Never explained it. Like, where the hell did that come from?
Skynet.
It was just, this movie was all over the place.
So this just sounds like a really old school style zombie film, just made in the modern day.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It sounds like you don't appreciate good cinema.
With so many plot holes, it was almost distracting with the plot holes.
Like a B film.
I guess.
Yeah, I'll watch it. It sounds fun.
Like this
A B film, like that Jerry Seinfeld B film.
This concept of they won't let you fly in to Las Vegas with a helicopter, but they'll let you fly out. Like, what? Why? So that was the thing.
That was the concept of the movie?
And that was basically the whole premise of the movie. Is that they were trying to get into Las Vegas.
But you can't fly in, but you can fly out.
Yeah. So they're going to go into Las Vegas, rob a casino, or, get money from a casino that's been abandoned.
Chester likes it.
And then,
now I have less of a desire to watch it.
Uh-oh. And then get in a helicopter and get out. It was so dumb. But, if you want to turn your brain off, I guess it was okay. I get distracted by major, I don't know if I always was like this, but I'm sitting here thinking, okay, they're at the top of the roof of a building. They get in a helicopter. Zombie has to go down the building, get on a horse, ride over to another building, get up to the top. All they have to do is take the helicopter from one place to another.
So they didn't actually show the zombie go from point A to point B?
They did. And yet somehow it got there sooner. Like, it showed it riding this horse faster than the helicopter. I'm like, what? How did he even? It didn't make sense.
See, my thing is...
What was his helicopter? Was it old helicopter?
Sort of. But he also had to get to the lobby and...
Yeah.
So stupid.
Hey, they have elevators in buildings. You've seen True Lies. You can put a horse in an elevator.
You can.
Okay.
A horse can fit in an elevator. Depending on how big the elevator is.
If Marsupial's mama can fit in an elevator, so can a horse.
Plus, how did the zombie know what building they were going to?
Because he's obviously a smart zombie. He could ride a horse.
Yeah. My problem is I get
the phrase "no dirt" comes to mind.
I get turned off by movies that take themselves too seriously. Like they're trying to be a grounded in reality serious movie. And then there's a bunch of stupid things that don't line up. But if a movie is being ridiculous from the outset, I have no problem just completely suspending disbelief for whatever wacky shenanigans are going in. Like Ninja Assassin, physically one of the worst movies you could ever watch when it comes to some of the stuff they do. But they completely are aware of that, and it's just ninjas killing people and more blood that can fit into human bodies coming out, and it's a great movie.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. It's on Netflix, I want to say.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I already have Netflix. I might as well take it.
Oh, wait. I can actually watch this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like an in-theaters kind of deal?
No.
Oh, nice. We should watch
Army of the
that.
Dead.
We should.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Marsupial already watched it.
I'll watch it again. I don't give a shit. I got a 3-day weekend. I can do that. Why not? I might not pay a whole lot of I might point out the dumber parts, but
Yeah. We
As
can
long
watch
as you
it
don't
in
go
the,
like, oh, that's gotta hurt, like while we're watching it and stuff.
we can watch it in the amphitheater.
I'll be like Jerry Seinfeld. Wait, I thought he was with him. Why did they kill him? What wasn't he with him? I'm confused.
And anybody listening to this live can watch it with us too if they join the Discord.
There you go. We'll watch it in the Discord. Sounds good.
But
By the way,
if you do show up are we gonna be able to talk to each other in the Discord, or are we gonna have to be sitting in silence as everybody else enjoys the movie?
No, we can talk to each other. I don't give a shit.
Because I don't want to, unless the movie's like some sort of like a deep thinker, like a Sherlock Holmes style Agatha Christie deal.
No, this is
I kind of talk through.
movie.
I talk through movies.
Yeah, we gotta talk through it. It's a stupid movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a stupid movie. Yeah, Dario has a good point. There was an interesting twist in World War Z where they wouldn't attack sick people. I like World War Z. I thought that was a good movie. Personally.
I didn't like World War Z.
I don't recall enough of it.
Though I heard I didn't read the book, but I heard what the differences were, and it sounds like I would have liked the book a lot more.
That's always the case.
What were the differences in the book and the movie?
Like the ending was completely different.
The book didn't have Brad Pitt injecting himself with viruses.
So what was the premise? They had to inject themselves with a virus in order to be safe from zombies?
By the end, yeah, they figured that out. That basically the zombies wouldn't attack you if you had some sort of deadly disease, even if you'd been immunized against it. So, like, essentially, the inoculation against the zombies was essentially giving yourself a deadly yet curable disease along with the vaccine for it, which would make you invisible to the zombies.
Ah.
And then they could kill them
That's
at their leisure, I suppose.
Yeah, it is very stupid. Especially since
But, I mean,
the
that's
vaccine
just-
doesn't get rid of a disease.
I mean, the whole rest of the movie, well, that was the whole point, was that the zombies would think you still had the disease.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
the whole-
all you'd have to do is just give yourself the vaccine, though. Because then the disease is already in your system in a dead form. But if you gave yourself the disease first and then the vaccine wouldn't get rid of the disease. Because that's not how vaccines work.
That's not how vaccines work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
Everybody thinks they're a genius and a vaccine
nothing
expert after
matters.
COVID, right?
Nothing matters. But no, I mean that was just at the end. I mean, the whole rest of the movie is about this outbreak where the zombies like spread like wildfire, like incredibly fast. Like there's super fast zombies. They can run at you and like
And they're like
spread it
ants.
from person to person.
They don't really have like a will of their own. They have a group, a mob will.
Yeah. So most of the movie is this spectacle of thousands and millions of zombies just running and like just engulfing entire cities like within minutes.
Like a flood.
A couple
Like
hours.
they even get up to like a wall, and you'll see them like cascading over each other to try to get over the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the sort of the cool part of the movie. Watching them pile up on top of each other to get up over this wall. And then and then at one point they go to North Korea and discover that North Korea solved the problem by pulling the teeth of all of their millions of citizens within like a week. And as long as you didn't have teeth, even if you turned into a zombie, you couldn't bite someone. So that was an interesting mini premise.
Yeah. It's kind of like in The Walking Dead where Michonne chopped the bottom jaws off of the zombies that she led on leashes.
Yeah, exactly. Basically makes them harmless.
And she smelled like zombies because she had them on leashes, so they just kind of ignored her.
Right. But anyway, I like World War Z. I thought it was better than this movie, but we can see it. We can watch it after this.
I'm trying to think if there was a zombie movie that I liked that came out with like the last, I don't know, decade or so. Because most zombie movies suck.
Yeah. I can't think of any. Well,
Well, here's the thing. I only watch zombie movies that are very, very famous.
Zombieland was good.
Like, do you watch a lot of the zombie movies that you would see on Netflix, like Zombie X or Day of Zombies? Like, just these average zombie movies?
I used to. It was something me and my brother would do together. Is we would just watch like, the titles what would sell it to us, but we would just watch movies on Netflix, specifically because they seem stupid.
Right. Like, I've never actually watched or clicked on one of those movies, so I wouldn't say that like every zombie movie sucks. I've only really watched the ones that are like actual like semi blockbusters, and they've all been okay.
I think even most of the blockbusters suck.
Well, like what though?
There's a few of them. Just trying to think of their names off the top of my head. They all blend together.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil was okay until the fourth one.
Yeah. Did you ever see
would you consider
Warm
30
Bodies?
Days a Night more of a vampire film or a zombie film? Because it's kind of like halfway between them.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. I keep hearing that I need to watch it.
Oh, I hated 30 Days a Night.
I like 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Isn't that a pregnancy movie?
No, 28 Days? No.
Might be about the time that you find out.
Warm Bodies was an interesting one. It was about like a zombie who sort of regained sentience.
I hated that one. That was so just boring. Everything about that movie was boring.
Because he like fell in love with a girl or something?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Warm Bodies is about a guy who becomes a zombie, but he like he basically keeps his will, his like mind and stuff, because he fell in love with a girl. So it's like it allowed him to tenaciously hold strong. But it's a romance movie where the guy happens to be a zombie, and there's just like nothing entertaining about it.
That's true.
So we can't count that as a bad zombie movie.
I'm gonna count it as a bad romance movie more than anything.
What did you think? Did you see Zombieland Double Tap?
I have not seen Double
I have
Tap
not
yet.
seen that.
I liked the first one.
Well, if you
I thought
did like the
was
first
good.
one. Oh, you did like the first one.
I
right,
did.
right.
That's one of the ones I liked. Problem is, there's just so many zombie movies.
You can't even name one. Calm
between
down.
like the mid-aughts to now, because zombie, especially with The Walking Dead, like it just became a craze. Shoot, the sequel to Maze Runner was basically a zombie movie, and that fucking sucked too.
Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this, Marsupial?
I've never seen Maze Runner.
Yeah, I'm telling Metal to name me one popular zombie movie that was bad. He can't name one.
I can't remember the names of most of the zombie movies. They suck too much. What was
Let me go look
the
up
sequel to Maze Runner?
zombie movies. You're probably right, because the thing is, there's probably a bunch of zombie movies.
There is, and they're just not rememberable.
From movies.
I haven't seen. I googled zombie movies, and I've never heard of most of these.
Okay, we got Warm Bodies, The Last Days, World War Z, Pandemic, Day of the Dead, The Fifth Wave, Resident Evil.
What about Day of the Dead?
When did that?
That's the one where they're. That was the one where they're in the shopping mall, I think.
Zombie Hunter by Danny Trejo. Dead Rising Endgame. Have you heard of any of these?
Dead Rising Endgame. Is that animated? Because Dead Rising is a video game.
I'm clicking on it, and it doesn't look. It looks like a low budget movie.
Yeah, it's probably based off the video game, so it's probably bad.
And it's available only on Tubi.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't big movies, but big movies that come out that are zombie movies are usually pretty good. I don't even recognize the names of these movies here.
So Day of the Dead was the 85 one. That's what you're talking about, right? 1985?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Dawn of the Dead.
You're probably thinking Dawn of the Dead.
Maybe you're thinking of a movie called The Day.
No.
I know Dawn of the Dead. That's all right.
That's the one with Ving Rhames, right?
Like the original or the remake?
The remake is what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen the remake.
Oh. The original was like 1978 or something.
Yes. Right? And then the remake was like 2004.
That was the one with Ving Rhames, right?
Yeah.
That movie was fantastic.
There you go.
No, I haven't. I can't judge that one. I haven't seen the remake.
Oh,
I like the original.
We need to watch that movie. That's a great movie.
The original was pretty good.
I've seen the original. It was terrible. This one was way better.
It was George Romero.
And yeah. Awful. A hack director.
Yeah. I liked Shaun of the Dead because it was pointing out how stupid zombie movies usually are.
That movie was terrible. And the British people are not funny.
I saw that. John has
that movie could have been great in so many ways and just fell flat on every scene.
Maybe you just didn't get it.
Oh, I'm not smart enough to get it.
That's
not
right.
smart enough to get this British comedy because they're British.
That's right.
They're smarter than us.
That's right. Yeah.
They're very
You can tell by
dry.
their Darius says Planet Terror. I never saw that.
That was also a zombie movie. Pretty famous. I would say pretty famous just because it was part of a double feature. It was Planet Terror and the other Tarantino Rodriguez, the Death Proof, and the movie Grindhouse. And that was a pretty...
Oh, it was part of Grindhouse.
Of the two... Yeah, of the two movies, it was probably the more entertaining one.
Rose McGowan, when she had the machine gun on her leg, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
It's okay, at best.
I saw Jerusalem. That was terrible. That wasn't even really
sound famous at all. What are you talking about?
It wasn't really a zombie movie. Sort of, but not really.
Yeah, I can name a lot of bad movies that aren't zombie movies, too.
I mean, well, it was sort of a zombie movie. Except it was more a rapture movie. Like, basically, the rapture was coming. All these people get turned into demons.
Oh, it's like
There's
the other one, Legion, was like that too.
Yeah.
Legion was a great movie.
What? No, that movie was awful.
Ugh, that was the one with the old lady who crawls up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Wasn't that with the guy who plays Jarvis? And
yes, that was him. He plays Mike.
Iron Man. Yeah. I remember that. I missed Rick's live stream because I was at dinner.
Did Rick live stream?
Yeah.
I think.
He was
On
playing
YouTube?
Portal 2, right?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it.
It's on his Pied Piper channel.
That's right.
Oh. Whatever.
So did you see my retro spy, John?
What did you say?
I can show my
I'm
controller.
sorry, I have this really humongous hangnail. I'm trying to dig out of my side of my finger. I'm trying to get it out right now.
I got this device that allows me to show my controller inputs on screen.
Oh, I saw that you found a solution to your problem. I haven't seen you in action with it.
Yeah, it works really well. Although then I saw a live streamer doing it with an NES controller.
I'll be honest, when you play your video games, I wasn't doubting that you were actually playing. I kind of assumed that you're playing the game that you're playing.
No, it's just for fun.
It's not something I'm like very critical about, like watching you like.
He just
think he's really fucking playing.
Oh,
he
yeah,
found some other obscure person who's already played the game. He took this footage, muted it. He's sitting there actually changing the battle music manually, and he's just commentating over it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if you're trying to prove something to somebody,
it wasn't
me. I believed you already.
No, I think where it comes in this game, actually, what occurred to me was that actually seeing me do the blitzes, actually just to see how I screw up the blitzes.
Yeah. So for context, the character Sabine is a monk, like you know how your character is in the tabletop RPG, and he does a lot of the same moves. But to do the moves, he has to put fighting game inputs in. So to do, like, he's got a Hadoken move that he does later, and it's just like the quarter circle forward input and stuff like that. So, and that's how you have to do it. You have to get the input, you actually have to put it in and then set it off.
Yeah. He does a suplex where you have to hit X, Y, down, up.
Yeah.
Like
he does a punch rush as well.
Yeah.
And is this kind of like where you have to do it with correct timing, like Mortal Kombat or
Sort
Street
of.
Fighter, something like that?
You have a limited
just have
amount
to
of
do
time
it.
to put it in, but it's not a short limit.
Yeah. But anyway, I got it because I realized that a friend of mine that I already knew was the one who made them, and he said he'd get it to me for at cost. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it just for fun. So. Plus, if I'm ever a speedrunner, and I know John would doubt that I was actually doing them, so.
I would doubt that you were a speedrunner.
Yeah. I watched the speedrunner Slackinator on Twitch, and I couldn't do what he does because he plays the same fucking game over and over and over. That's how you have to do it to get good at it. And I'm just like, I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. It's just so boring to like, oh God, I couldn't do it. So no, I'll never be a speedrunner.
I used to be pretty good at Super Mario Brothers 3, but I just stopped playing it for years.
Yeah. But nowadays it's like it's not good enough to be good. You could be the greatest player on earth, you still would have to play it 10,000, like I'm not even exaggerating, 10,000 times to speed,
Well,
if you
these
wanted
days,
to get
having a good 8-minute run in Super Mario Brothers 3 is nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, like the best of the best runners who are like on the top 3 or top 5 in the leaderboards, even they can't do it. Even they have to do it 1,000 times to even, improve their score.
Yeah.
It's great. Like I couldn't play the same stupid.
It's like a sport, it's like golf or bowling where you're out there all the time until you get the best scores.
Yeah, it's like Tiger Woods says. He's like, just swing your club and repeat 10,000 times, and you'll be a pro.
Well,
Oh, did you guys hear that Tiger Woods joke?
What Tiger Woods joke?
So, a guy walks into a bank, right? And he's like, "I need to take money out of the bank. I need $100." And they're like, "All right, you got your ID?" He's like, "No, I lost my wallet. I don't have my ID. I don't have my card. I don't have anything. But you know who I am. Look at me, And they go, "Oh, you're." Yeah, I think I know who you are, but I still have to validate your ID. He says, "But I'm Joe Biden, right? I'm the president of the United States. You gotta, obviously, I'm good for it, Just he's like, no, you have to kind of like prove who you are, kind of deal. It's not that I don't personally want to do it. I just need validation of who you are." She's like for instance, like Tiger Woods came in and he was like, yeah, same deal. His wallet was gone and everything, and he was like, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go to this front door here and I'll pop this golf ball with my golf club a few times, and I'm gonna pitch it, and it's gonna go right into your coffee mug, right through that hole that you're speaking to me through, into your coffee mug." And he does it, and she goes, "Wow, you're Tiger Woods. You go for it. He's like, here's your money." And he's like, "Well, I can't do anything. I'm not like a Tiger Woods. I don't have like special skills. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about." She's like, "Well, there you go, Mr. President. Here's your money."
Yes.
It's a joke, Marsupial. About how Biden can't do anything.
Yep.
That's right. Metal was the one who stood there stone-faced and silent.
I can't expect a reaction out of Metal. He's a psychopath.
This is true.
Hey, I chuckled.
Bar fight. Bar fight sounds like a fun game.
In the game Bar Fight. What is Bar Fight?
I don't know.
Like a fighting game?
But it's got the name Bar Fight, so it's got to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've played a lot of bad games that have fun names.
Sounds good.
But with that, we're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys for
I was going to say
coming on.
something else, but...
Oh, you can say whatever you're going to say. Say it. No, not say it. Say it.
I was saying I was discussing the game, the beat 'em up game, with my mom tonight at dinner, and I was describing it to her, and I told her it's called a beat. You know, the genre is beat 'em up, and she was like, "Isn't that what all games are? Aren't all games beat 'em up games?" I'm like, no, that's not the case.
Your mom just lit a barn burner in your head right there.
That's right.
Clearly, she's never seen Tetris or Animal Crossing.
Yeah, obviously not.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did tell her that I'm gonna make that game and then I'm gonna retire because it's gonna make millions.
I'm gonna finance it through my AMC games.
That's right. Sounds good.
I'm gonna take my $400,000 that I make off AMC. I'm gonna put it all into developing a indie video game that nobody knows about.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
Take thousands of dollars and turn it into hundreds.
That's right.
Just like alchemy.
Trying to turn the dollar into 15 cents.
And with that, thanks everyone
That's a
for
nice
watching.
pen, Marsupial.
If you enjoyed the show, please share it with somebody else who might enjoy it. And if you really liked it, consider giving a donation to streamlabs.com/Vomitorium Live, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye-bye.